Well, if you watched one of my last videos, I swapped out the faucet on this lavatory here, and everything went well. Faucet went in pretty easy, everything hooked back up just like it was supposed to. So imagine my surprise when I got a little bit of a drip going on here. Walked in here and got my feet wet one day. So I started looking around, and sure enough, drain's leaking. So I started looking, and it turns out the connection right here has broken. There's a lip under here that this nut essentially tightens down against to seal that off, and it is broken. Now I don't know if it was broken before and they just sealed it with a bunch of pipe dope, because there was a bunch of it on there, but I do know that it's broken now. So what we're going to do, and this is a pretty easy process, but you've actually got to cut the PVC pipe back here. And I'm just going to replace this trap with the more standard P-trap right here. Picked one of these up. So without further ado, let's get going. Alright, so just like last time, I'm going to take this nut and this nut apart to get this piece loose. This whole piece I'll just throw away. It's all glued together. Not going to fix that. And here you can see, and right here you can see this little lip is supposed to continue all the way around this whole piece. That's what holds this washer on, and it has broken off. So there's no repairing that. So we've got to cut the line back here and put a trap adapter on, which I will show you. Now, this is specifically a PVC saw, so it actually makes really quick work of a PVC pipe. It's fairly new, really sharp, and as you saw, it cut through it really quick. You can cut PVC pipe with a different type of saw. PVC saw makes it go a lot quicker. However, if this is the only project that you're going to use that saw on, it may not be worth the $10 or whatever it is to get that set up. All right, so you've got your primer and your glue. This primer is purple. You may not have this where you live, but here, that's what we got. You want to prime both the fitting and the pipe. And the glue and the primer, the cans that you saw, they're fairly small, but they will last a long time, or they will last a lot of jobs gluing pipe. And I don't think they sell anything smaller than that. So unfortunately, if you're going to cut the pipe, you're going to be stuck buying at least that much glue. There's nothing you can really do about that. A lot of places do sell it, though, in a kit that comes with both the glue and the primer. And those things, they don't last forever. If you don't use it for another 6 to 8 months, you may open it up and the glue's all solid and the primer is mostly evaporated. So if this is the only project you have that you're working on, just know that that investment may just be for that one project, and you may not have glue or primer next time you go check for it. Basically what this does is it gets that PVC ready. This is a chemical bond that you form with this PVC glue, and this primer gets it ready for that bond to take place there. You do not want to get this stuff on anything other than the fittings. Don't let it get on your cabinet if you're worried about it staining, because it will. Usually I'll put a towel or something down, but I've actually got this bucket under the pipe this time to keep it from dripping. If you got white cabinets especially, you don't want that stuff dripping on your cabinet. Then you take your glue, and again we're going to do the pipe and the fitting. And this stuff, it has a very strong smell to it. Obviously you can't smell it. As a plumber you kind of get used to it, but it is very strong, so be prepared for that if you're going to do this. And you put your fitting on and give it a little twist, about a quarter twist, and that just gets you a nice even coating of that glue all the way around that connection. And then you want to hold it in place. Depending on how well you got glue on there and primer and all that kind of stuff, I've seen them start kind of pushing out within the first few seconds of pushing it together. It'll actually start pushing back off of the pipe. So you just want to make sure that you hold it in place for a few seconds, just till it starts to bond together, and then it should be a nice tight fit and should not leak. All right, you're going to take your arm for the new trap. You're going to put a nut on it without a washer. You see this piece has a washer built into it. So the first one you put on facing that built-in washer, it'll fall right down on like that. And you're going to put another nut facing the other direction. So with a washer on that, facing the, you see it has a bit of an angle to it, and you want that angle to be just like that, so that when it goes into this pipe, it pushes and seals off that opening. So that angle needs to be just like that. If you put it backwards, it may not seal that gap. And then you push that piece in. Now you may, depending on how far out your pipe comes, how long the tube is and everything, you may need to cut that piece going back into the wall. Cut this end of the pipe, depending on how it all goes together. I'm going to try it out as is first. Now you just want to kind of hand tight, not even tight, you just want to screw that in a little bit there, just to hold it in place. And then we're going to get this is an 1.5 inch by 1.25 inch washer. This is going to, it's a little wider than the other one that comes with the kit. So make sure you have the right one there. You slide a nut, a regular 1.5 inch nut on here, and then follow it by that washer, the 1.25 inch by 1.5 inch washer. And then let's put it all together. These fittings will seal pretty well, even if they're not exactly straight. Obviously you want to get them as straight as you possibly can, but even if they're not, you can usually still get them to seal. Just do it by hand, get everything lined up, as little of a bind as you can possibly get, the better. Sorry, I needed to get my second hand in there so I could get these tight. Tighten that up, tighten this up. And a lot of times, even just with hand tightening these, you won't see a leak. But generally, you want to go ahead and a little more tightening on it, maybe a quarter turn or so. Overhand tight. Sometimes I actually turn the wrench backwards just to get a better angle on the tooth of that nut. Alright, now we turn the water on. I usually stop it up, just like I did the first time when I was putting the faucet in. Close that off, just to make sure we got a good slug of water going through the drain the first time we let it out. Alright, that's deep enough. We'll come under here, let the water out. Watch for leaks. Yeah, looks like it's sucking it down. I hope this helped you out. I hope your project goes smoothly. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope we'll see you around real soon.